Watkins, and I wanted to come in and say hello and good morning and everything else. I hope you guys are having a good day. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button as you come in. And today I wanted to actually talk about millionaires and seven. I found a list of 7 sources of income that every potential millionaire should have. So I thought I'd go down this list and actually supplement it a little bit and kind of talk about it a little bit. And also, I have a special guest that's going to hang out with me today, Dr. Alicia. How you doing today, babe?
Hello, I'm real excited to hear about this list.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm going to break this down for you, babe, and
hmm
that way we can talk about it. So get comfortable, hit the thumbs up button. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, welcome to the Black Financial Channel. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I'm here this morning with Dr. Alicia, the lovely Dr. Alicia. Hashtag B1 in the chat if you put black first, if you put the black community first. And also, you might wonder, like, well, why does he have a picture of Farrakhan on his video? Well, it's because I love Farrakhan. If you go to my Instagram profile picture or maybe it's my Facebook profile, one of
Facebook.
the two. Is it Facebook?
It is.
Yeah, there's a picture of me and Farrakhan in an event that he and I did for the black community back in 2013. In 2013 in Chicago. Do you remember that event? Me and the minister.
I do remember you invited me out there. I couldn't make it.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. The minister and I did an event on the
Yeah.
south side of Chicago at a church down there. I don't remember the name of the church, and a lot of people came out, and it was a great experience. And I have a lot of respect for the minister, and I'm just showing support publicly because after that DC event, the DC Capitol situation, they're now banning people who support Farrakhan. Did you know that?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wait, I don't understand. Like, how did they come to that?
because the
hmm
guy who committed the attack, they claim he was a supporter of the minister. So I guess now that if somebody who supports you does something, bad, then they're going to blame you. But it's real fascinating because they don't do that with Biden. I'm sure there's been a Biden supporter who's maybe committed a rape or some terrible crime, but they don't say, well, Joe Biden did it. It's because of his belief in Joe Biden. Because remember, actually, Joe Biden was accused of sexual assault.
The irony is that all that the minister Louis Farrakhan speaks about is peace and love, and
Mm-hmm. Right.
he
Exactly.
has nothing to do with hatred in his words.
Yeah, exactly,
Uh,
exactly. Give me a yes or no. Let's do a quick statement of solidarity. Everybody, if you support Louis Farrakhan and you think that he's good for the world, say yes in the chat. Say yes. This is National Farrakhan Day. I'm declaring it right now. We having it up in this chat. Give me a yes in the chat if you are a supporter of Farrakhan. Because I know your mama. Your mama met Farrakhan.
well, my parents, they were dating and got married and everything in Chicago. So they
Mm.
were definitely part of that movement.
So they were big supporters of him, huh?
Big
Your late
supporters.
father, who was a professor, a very well-respected professor of social work. Your father was an awesome black man and a great professor, just like your future husband, aka me.
That is funny. Well, I mean, I would ask him, I said, "Hey, Ted, are you more of a Martin Luther King person or are you more of a Malcolm X person?" And he was like, "Oh, Malcolm X for sure." He never explained why,
Mm.
because that's the big debate when you start just coming into this information,
Well,
you know.
your daddy was a great man, and
hmm
your mama's a wonderful woman, and they say women marry men who remind them of their father. So I don't think it's a
There must be
coincidence.
something there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Your dad's a professor. I'm a professor. So if your daddy had been a thug, then you would have probably thought I was unattractive.
Oh, we don't know. I mean, it's not that clear cut. I mean,
I know.
there's some
Yeah, you're right.
caveats to
Well, you
that.
you are the expert of the subconscious mind, so I'm not gonna try to challenge and question that. But yeah, so so thank you guys for indulging me with that. Let's get to the conversation about the 7 sources of wealth that or 7 sources of income every millionaire should have. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button real quick if you haven't done it yet. Take 1 second to do that. Very important to support black media. All right, so here's something I found this list and it's got a list of 7 sources of income that every millionaire or that the millionaires have. And now, mind you, because you guys know I'm a finance professor, so I'm gonna kind of nitpick this list a little bit because I don't come. I think that there's some nuance here, but I'm going to give you this list, and I want you to be ready. And I want you, if you have a pen, write these things down. Or if you don't have a pen, just record it. Or or don't even record it. Keep this recording and send it to somebody and keep it for yourself. All right, you ready? Give me a yes in the chat if you're ready. If you're ready for me to give you the 7 sources, let me know. All right. So the 7 sources are.
I'm gonna check it off and see if we have those.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, because we were looking for property in Atlanta this weekend. So all right. So number 1, earned income. All right. Give me a yes in the chat if you have earned income anywhere.
I have
Like
earned income.
from like a job or
Yes,
something.
I do have a job.
Yes, you do. I do not have a job. You are dating an unemployed black
No, but
man.
that's no. The thing is that it's what we have together.
Oh,
Like
okay.
me and you
So if
together,
you have
we have
earned
to cover all the bases, boys.
okay, so if you have earned income, then I have earned income. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, it's us together. We family. Me and you have. I have an earned income, so I can check that box. You can't carry the whole load, boys.
Oh, okay. So if you okay, so what's yours is
I'm bringing
mine,
stuff to the table
and
too.
okay, so what's yours is mine. Is that right?
Uh, Yeah, and what's yours is mine.
Okay, okay, good. All
There
right,
we
all
go.
right. Okay, so earned income. A lot of us have earned income that comes from jobs and things like that, or
Well,
just.
no, let me talk more about earned income. I like earned income.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's pretty much reliable. I have great benefits. I have wonderful dental, wonderful health insurance. I have excellent 401k. I have all of those investments. Like earned income is really nice because you can count on it. It's steady, it's there, and I got great benefits, wonderful benefits. I've been earning income at my institution for almost 13 years. So there's something to that.
Well,
Okay.
there is a sense of peace people get from that
hmm
consistent income from a job. I think the hard part though is that jobs are not secure. Like
Well, that's just
companies, like COVID, companies cut all their jobs for a
okay.
lot of people.
Well, that's true, but that's why you have seven. So you have that, and then you have something else. So
Yes.
what's the other
The
one?
next one is profit income, which might come from a business.
What's
No,
profit income?
like profits from your business. Like if you have a business and you make a profit, you get the profit income. Your profit becomes your income.
Ooh, check. I got that.
So you got a
I
business.
got
Yep.
profit.
Yep.
What about you?
I do have profit
You
income.
do?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
So you are and yeah,
so we're doubling down on number two.
well, yeah, we I talked you into considering being an entrepreneur. Now that I got you on the pipe, like
Shoot,
shit, you like
I'm
wait a
addicted.
minute, I can make that much money that fast. It's an eye opener when you start a business
hmm
and it works. You find that most money, like the money you make from a system or a business, is much greater than the amount of money you can make from a job. Are there any business owners in the room? Maybe you can testify to that. Like, have you seen like scenarios where you're like, wait a minute, woo, if I could make more money over here than I could working that job. How many of you have ever gone through that experience? If you haven't, one day you will because you're hanging out with me, and I'll keep talking to you about this stuff almost every single day.
Well, we don't want to be like the Ferengi from Star Trek Deep Space Nine,
No, I mean like money, like
talking about the
gold
profit.
diggers, shallow gold diggers.
No, the Ferengi. They
Yeah,
always talk
yeah,
about
shallow.
profit.
What are
Is
shallow
that
gold?
what they
Yeah,
are?
shallow gold diggers.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, that's Alicia's coaching business. By the way, if you ever want to take a look at what she does, I don't. I think you're booked up. You're totally full with
I'm
clients, right?
I'm 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 dwindling down. So I have some openings, but they fill up really fast, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You do couples therapy. You do it. You're very good at what you do. And actually, by the way, speaking of couples coaching and counseling and therapy and all that stuff, we're doing a Black Love Weekend this weekend, coming up the weekend of April 10th. If you want to join us, we're going to have a lot of Black love experts who can also not just talk about romantic relationships, but talk about relationships with people you go into business with, your friendships, toxic people in your life, all these
Mm.
things. So I think relationships are really important. So we're doing that this weekend. It's totally free. Feel free to join us. We got a lot of experts coming through. Dr. Adrian, we got Dr. George James and Tia Brown and Constance Carter and just a lot of really great, smart Black people who can give you good information. All right. So next one, the next source of income. So we talked about earned income, profit income. Now we've got interest income. Interest income. Do you make interest from anywhere? Is there any interest income in your life?
What does that mean? Interest income.
Like like if you loan somebody money You could get interest from that. If you make a loan, if you buy a bond, you get interest from the bond. If you put money in the savings account, you can get interest from your savings account. That's a hard one.
I don't have the interest in my savings account is like so small.
Yeah, interest almost doesn't
Does that
exist.
really work? I
Yeah,
guess.
well, what's happened is that the monetary policy has been pretty loose, and which means that there's like kind of an oversupply of money, and basically, interest is doesn't exist. You don't get interest in savings accounts hardly anymore. They'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna give you 0.001%."
Like, what is that? Yeah.
Right, that's not even real.
It's
And
almost like loan sharks. We can be loan sharks, boys.
yeah, that's
We can
true.
loan money out and then get some heat on them if
Be
they don't
like,
pay it back.
I'm gonna charge you 20% a week, and I'm gonna break your ankles if you don't pay me.
Yeah, we gotta have some. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
interest income.
yeah, I think interest income has been replaced by other forms of yield. Like, for example, and actually that's actually on the list later, so I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Actually, that's the next one, dividend income. Dividend income. So a lot of people, maybe they buy stocks and stuff like that, and they get dividends off their stocks. That's one type of income that a lot of millionaires have. I this
Do you
morning,
have that?
yeah, this morning I just got a dividend. Right here on see on my Cash App, Walmart gave me a dividend of $1.20.
Oh, that's just as lousy as the interest income.
Yeah, I got $1.20 dividend from Walmart, and then I got another dividend from Nvidia for 29 cents. I got a dividend from Domino's Pizza for 27 cents. These are I own shares in these companies. I had a dividend from Kraft Foods for $4.28.
What?
Yeah,
Craft boy.
yeah. Well, Kraft is a kind of a what they call a cash cow type company. They're not really growing. Growing companies
Mm.
don't usually pay dividends. Cash cows pay a lot of dividends because they're not really trying to grow. They're just maintaining like their income from what they already do. So yeah. So anyway, so dividend income is another category, which is better. Actually, I put something up. If you go to the Black Financial Channel, I have a video where I actually listed, or actually on my Instagram. I'll give you my Instagram. It's the real Boyce Watkins, or you can actually follow the Black Financial Channel on Instagram. And I put a short video up last week. There's my IG. I put a short video up last week of 10 ETFs, exchange traded funds, that have the highest yield. Well, the yields were pretty good. It's like almost 10%, 8%, which is far better than than interest income, right? So that's what's happened. People have replaced interest income with
Mm.
dividend income and stuff like that. And actually, at the end, if you stay at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a surprise add-on that is another source of income that a lot of people don't talk about. But I actually make a lot of my income from this route, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. All right, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Also, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is the real Boyce Watkins. It's right there on the screen. All right. Next, so we talked about earned income, profit income, interest income, dividend income, rental income. What?
Okay, I can check that one off. Rental
Yeah,
income for sure.
yeah. In my
What?
little John voice, that rental
What happened to
income.
Little John? Don't see him around.
Oh, Little John, I remember seeing.
Is he around?
He's around, but you know what he is? He's probably one of those rappers that figured out that rapping is the worst way to make money. And
Oh.
now he's getting his paper as doing it the Boyce Watkins way. I know I'm talking about myself in the third person. He literally is
Hmm.
he owns property. Lil Jon, a lot of these rappers are owning property and making rental income.
Okay, so he there he goes.
Yeah, see, I remember seeing something with him where I think it was him and somebody else where he was talking about how he owns all these houses and he paid cash for them.
Whoa,
Yeah, so my
that's a
man's
big deal.
doing great. I'm very proud of that. I mean, I love it. I love it when, like I think E40. I saw E40. E40 had a song with Ti called and Joyner Lucas, and it
Hmm.
was called "I'll Stand on That" or something like that. It's a really good song, by the way. And I talked to E40's sister yesterday, Sugar T. That was interesting. I was like, Sugar T. Oh, and she's actually she's in business. She does what I do. Like she reached out because she was like, I do, I see what you're doing and I love it. And also she's really adamant about hip hop and the disrespect of women that has been allowed to exist within hip hop. And if you remember, you think about it, like right now, I know I'm diverging a little bit, but we are talking about rental income. But I think it's interesting with the rappers what they're doing because I'm very proud of the fact that they're contributing to this movement by Black people to own assets. Like that's the hustle, that's the game, that's the winning strategy, you know. And so anyway, when Sugar T and I talked, and I'm gonna bring her on the podcast, by the way. I'm gonna get her in here probably in the next week or two. But we talked, and a lot of, you know, I don't. That's honestly the only thing I remember from Sugar T was that song she did with her brother E40, "Sprinkle Me."
Oh, what
I
did she
played
do
that
on that
song.
song? Yeah, what did she do on that song?
Yeah,
Did she sing?
sugar, sugar, that's my sister. Anybody remember that song?
Oh,
Anybody old enough to remember that song?
wait a minute. Is that what he meant by that? I had no idea.
Yeah, that's literally his sister.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, it's like sprinkle me, bang, and then she comes in. It's like ooh 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 ooh.
Oh,
Here I
okay.
be, quick out me, sugar
She's
tea from
good.
the. She was a great rapper. I'm
Yeah.
quick to dime, always down on the job. You gotta say that's the gang
I
inside.
don't know the words,
I don't
but
remember the words either, but it was a great
seems
song.
like you do.
It's like dun, 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 dun. Anybody remember?
Interesting.
Please tell me you remember Sugar T and E40 and Sprinkle Me. Look up that song. One of the best songs ever. If you can play it for your kids and your kids, I played it for the kids, and the kids were like,
Did they like it?
Coco was bobbing her head. I was like, yeah, that's some real music right there. And that was also a time where women were rapping and they didn't have to like sell their vaginas for $8 and always be showing ass in order to make you hear the lyric. You don't need to show ass for me to hear your lyrics. But that's what Sugar
Mm.
T talked about. We talked about that. She said, that a lot of the older men, she felt, had kind of like let the older men are coming back with their careers. Like Busta Rhymes is rapping again,
Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing. He's doing a
It's
real good
good.
job.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, our friend Ice Cube, he's been making great music, best music of his life. Who's it on? E40 did something that was awesome. Chuck D's like a lot of these older guys are rapping again. Willie D, who's gonna be at our wedding, Willie D is rapping, and doing a great job. But it's like the women, you don't see the women. Like, where's Yo Yo? Where is the Sugar T? Where's MC Light? Like, I think we got to kind of, as Black people, think about that and support the women as much as we support the men, and not just support the women who are showing ass in every other video. So anyway, let's get back to it. But yeah, but with the rappers like E40, he raps about rental income, and he said he literally in one of his lyrics he said something like, you buy gold chains, I buy property. And I think that's a great transition of thought. Remember, wealth is a culture. And if
Mm-hmm.
your community has a wealth building culture, then your community will have wealth. So we're building a wealth building culture. So I'm very proud of that. So anyway, all right. So anyway, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And also, a reminder, Dr. Alicia and I are doing the Black Love Weekend this weekend. We got a bunch of relationship experts coming through that can help you with all your relationships, not just your romantic relationships, but also finding the right business partners, maintaining good relationships with your friends, dealing with toxic people, all that stuff. So we have real therapists coming through. It's totally free. Join us. The URL's on the screen. All right. So we talked about rental income, and we were just in Atlanta this week. You and I looking at property.
Looking at rental income. Looks like we found a couple of prospects.
Yeah.
We probably need to go back soon.
Yeah, we're gonna go back, and then
Yeah.
I want to set up shop. I had a good time. I went down to the Black House where Jay Morris and his crew operate, and I know a lot of people in Atlanta, like the guy from Wild 'N Out was there, and a few other people. That was interesting. The kids like that.
Yeah, they wanted somebody.
Yeah,
They
they
wanted to
weren't
see somebody. Yeah.
yeah, they're not impressive people like me. They're impressive
No.
wild people on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I know I wanted to get some property down there. So the cool thing about rental property, everybody, is that if you buy property and rent it, then you can rent it out in a way where your mortgage is being paid by the people that are renting the property. It's not fair, but it's the way, that's the system. So don't think like a renter. Hustle to the top, be an owner, don't be a renter. All right, next, so we talked about earned income, profit income, interest income, dividend income, rental income.
Well,
The
wait, hold on. So we can check all those off.
um Earned
We're
income.
covering all the
Okay, let's go
bases.
through the list. Earned income, check.
That's me.
That's you. Profit income, you check. That's both of us.
Both of us.
Interest income, that's for
That's
suck.
probably
That's for
you.
suckers. Oh my,
That's both of well,
I've got a savings account and I'm sure I've earned interest, but it's like enough to buy like a popsicle or something.
okay, that's
Um,
both of us.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Dividend income, boom. I got my
You
dividend. I
got
get my
that.
dividend. I
We're
get dividends
covering
every
that.
day on my Cash App, for my stocks I own. Rental income, check.
Check.
We
We
got
can
that.
check that.
Okay, nice, nice. Next one, number 6, capital gains.
Okay,
What?
what's capital gains?
Here's what capital gains are. Capital gains are when you buy something and it goes up in value. Like you buy a house and the house goes up from like 100,000 to 150,000, and we've had that.
Ooh,
We
we
own,
can check that one off.
yeah, we own the house and some other
All
stuff.
of our properties went up in
Yeah,
value.
yeah. Well, we
Yay.
well we bought when we bought the place in Chicago. The lady said that it went up in like $30,000-$40,000 in a month.
I know.
And it's like, yeah, so that's another big one, y'all. When you want to build wealth, the best way to rise up, you think about wealth like rising up on an elevator, right? And the best way to, so imagine if people measure you by how tall you are, right? Some people are 7 feet tall, some people are 5 feet tall, some people are 6 feet tall, and everything in between. Well, but then imagine if you were a short person, but you get on an elevator and the elevator just goes up. And you're the tallest person in the room because you were on the elevator. Not because you were born tall, but because you just got in the right position. And when the elevator went up, you went up, your height went up. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect
Right.
sense.
So capital gains is like an economic elevator. It's like something where you put your money in the right spot, then the value of the asset goes up, then your wealth just automatically rises like some biscuits in the oven.
Just
Seriously.
rising up, bacon,
Yeah, yeah,
cooking.
yeah.
Hmm.
So it ain't about where you start off. It's when you get that money. Where do you put it? So if you put it in something like property, you buy that house for 100 grand or 150 grand, and 1 year, and then 5 years later, that thing's worth 250 grand, and then
Hmm.
you've made $100,000 doing nothing, literally doing nothing. Like what a lot of people don't know, and I learned this as I got older. I didn't know it as a kid. Is that working is the hardest way in the world to make money.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
was
is
talking.
hard.
I was
Hmm.
talking to my every yesterday when we were playing. Every day we played our video games, and I talk stocks on my video game channel.
Uh-huh.
And one thing I did tell him was I said, man, I said working really is like the last resort for what you do when you have no capital. I said capitalism. To play the game of capitalism, you must have capital, and or if you don't have capital, what happens is you become the capital. I said, so what
Hmm.
happens is that for people that don't have capital that was given them, like nobody left them a house, they don't have any stock, they don't have any businesses, those forms of capital, then you become the capital. They sell themselves into slavery. Like,
Yeah.
does
And
that
then
make
I
sense?
get, like, I know at work I get like a maybe like a 2.5% income raise.
Yeah,
Or then like I work real hard and I got promoted, and then it's just like a raise.
right.
But I had to work for a long time to get that raise.
Yeah, you be working like a whole year, give up a whole year of your life to get a two
Uh,
percent raise.
but it's every month.
The
So
two
it adds
percent,
up.
the 2%
It's
raise.
2%, but then it stays at 2% every year. But still, yeah,
Yeah,
it just
and it's I mean, and when you compare that, I know business owners who tripled their revenue, who went from
yeah,
making 10,000 a month to 30,000 a month.
yeah. It doesn't change my lifestyle at all.
Right, right. So I really think overall, like that's the key thing I want y'all to understand about capitalism is that if you can't find a way to get capital, or you don't leave capital for your children,
Mm-hmm.
then your only capital you have is human capital. That's where you get into selling yourself into slavery. Like you literally go to your boss and you say, I don't have any assets that are going to make me money. I don't have any houses that I can rent. I don't have any stocks that can make me money. I don't have any businesses that can generate profit income. So I'm going to sell myself. I'll become the capital. Just like
Mm-hmm.
1802, when you were in slavery and you were
Mm-hmm.
capital, you become capital now. The only difference between slavery then and slavery now, the main difference is back then, master sold you, but now you sell yourself. You are the master, but you are also the slave.
Okay, so one positive thing about working, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna say working is all bad, but one positive thing is that they do match my retirement account.
That's good.
So it's not like it's just all, like, they do match.
Well, that is true. I do like that. I mean, if
Yeah.
you if you have a 401k plan or something, or a five, I guess for university a 503b. Is that right?
It's
Not
TI.
503.
We
Not
have
I mean,
TI. I have TIAA.
yeah. Why did I say 503b? Is
Well,
that
no, we have two. We have a 401k and we have another one. So I invest like 20% of my salary. That's another thing. Like, when you have like multiple streams of income, you can maximize your investment somewhere else. So I maximize my retirement account. Like whatever the max
Mm,
is, I think for me is 20%. Like
mm,
15% is usually the standard, but something happened where it's 20%. So 20%. Like I got a
mm.
lot of money in my retirement account.
And your brilliant black professor daddy taught you to do that, didn't
Mm-hmm.
he? Yeah, your daddy is such a wise man. I like it.
Okay, you could say that,
I
yeah.
never met your daddy, but he.
How come you never, I invited you to many places where he was
Yeah,
and
no,
you did not come?
I know. I met your daddy at his funeral.
Well, that was a sad,
Yeah,
sad, tired day.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Anyway,
but he's listening from heaven. He's with us.
he's with us
He's
in a
right here
different
with us.
form.
Yes, he
Okay.
is. All right. Okay. So next on the list, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button. Also, if you want to support the channel, actually, we do have a Patreon. You can go to intelligentblackpeople.com. There's like a lot of special perks and stuff like that. But if you want to support Black media, help us grow, we would really appreciate that support. So intelligentblackpeople.com is the URL. All right. So next point. So we talked about the 7 sources of income that millionaires have. And I'm gonna give you an actual eighth. I'm gonna give you an eighth one that they don't talk about, but one, earned income, profit income, interest income, dividend income, rental income, capital gains. So we checked everything. Now 7 is a tough one. They got royalty income. Royalty income. Do you have any royalties?
Oh, no, but you know what? I need to publish a book
You should. You should
and
write a
get
book.
a, oh, that's not going to be my summer project.
You can write a book.
I'm
I'm.
going to
You
publish a
know what?
book.
Last night when I was in the bed, I swear to God, I was listening. We were watching the Great Courses, and they were talking
Yes.
about the medieval times and the Black Plague and the Canterbury Tales and these people that wrote these great books at that time. And I
Uh-huh.
thought about it and I said, "Boys, you need to write your book." I've
Is
written.
that what came to you
I've,
last night?
I've written books. I have books that are out there. Actually, drboycebooks.com is where my books are if you want to go take a look. drboycebooks.com. But yeah,
What are you going to write about?
you know what I want to do? I want to write, you know how you have Hammurabi's code and stuff like that?
Wait, what's Hammurabi's code?
I forget, it's like some sort of code of, I got to go look up like a judicial code. But I want to write a
Oh.
code, a Black economic code of conduct. Like
Ah,
how families should train their children to um, operate when it comes to the
code.
family business and in economic ethics, so that you can do good business with other Black people, so that you can build prosperity, so you can resolve disputes, so that you can add value. Like, the reason a lot of Black wealth gets lost is because you got people out here acting a damn fool. You got people out here that just don't respect nothing. Well, the family business will be that they'll come borrow money from mama but won't never pay it back. I hate that. Like that right there, for example, is a cardinal sin in my view. The people that borrow money from loved ones and then don't pay it back. Anybody ever go through that? Where you loan somebody money, they all nice and humble and thank you, thank you, thank you, and then they say, I'm gonna pay you as soon as I get paid on Tuesday, and then Tuesday comes around, you can't find them, and then you call them 3 weeks later when they supposed to have paid you back on the first. No, that person should have been calling you and saying, "Look, I don't have the money now. Here's what happened. I promise you, though, I've got this other thing happening, and I'm gonna make sure you get your money." Like, so I just think little basic
Mm,
things like that, like coming through for your loved ones or looking to your loved ones to build wealth with them instead of going out building wealth for those white folks. Like, that's what we do. Like, think about it. You'll have families where they'll have four, and I'm not just talking about people who are not educated or poor people. I'm talking about, I know middle class families with 3 or 4 really smart children who all have advanced degrees. And one might be an engineer, one might be a doctor, one's a lawyer. And not once do they think, maybe we should take all this expertise, all this human capital, and apply it to our family empire. Instead, they all separate, they all scatter in the morning to go work for some white man. And then they don't see each other for months, sometimes because they're so busy working for white folks. And I'm like, no, like you should be working for yourself. Like build something in your family. Build that empire, build that family kingdom. I'm big on that. I'm real big on that.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I'm telling you, all my grandkids are gonna be positioned to be multimillionaires. We ain't playing. So there you go. All right. So yes, so I am going to do that. And actually, I did a lecture on it. It's at 100yearfamilyplan.com.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the number 100yearfamilyplan.com. So feel free to go take a look. It's a free lecture I put together on creating a 100-year family plan for your family. So Levita says we should write the book. So if Levita says write it, then I'm gonna write it. All right, but yes, for royalty income, we got to work on that one. But I do make money from my books, and since I am the publisher of my books, I guess that would count as royalty. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that could. You don't get royalties from anywhere else?
No, I don't sell my stuff. Like I don't like a lot of people in my position when they would write books, they try to get like Simon and Schuster to give them a
Oh,
book deal and all that. I never did that. Like I've
what
never.
about YouTube?
That could
Is
count.
that royalty?
I think so. I think it's in the same category.
Okay,
Yeah. So I do. So yeah, we do.
because you don't work for YouTube.
No, I don't.
You just
We just do our content, whatever.
put a whole bunch of content on YouTube.
Yeah. So there we go.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the key idea, guys. The seven sources of income that every millionaire should have. Even if you're not a millionaire, the best way to become one is to start acting like one. And so everybody type the word millionaire in the chat if you get what I'm saying. Everybody type the word millionaire right now. And as you hit the thumbs up button, please type the word millionaire in the chat to let me know that we're on the same wavelength. All
Okay.
right.
So what's your addition? What are you adding
Okay.
to the list?
Number 8. This is the bonus. Drum roll, please. Uh, Actually, stock option income. I have made
Oh.
like a baby fortune selling stock options. That has been awesome, and it makes me very happy and proud because that's one of the areas where I believe my PhD really came in handy. Because I remember I wasn't an expert on stock options. Like I never wrote a research paper on it or anything like that because that wasn't my area of expertise. But when you get a PhD in this stuff, you got to learn a little bit of everything. And so I learned a lot about options. I read research papers on it and all that, and I learned the methodology to select stocks that have certain features where I could sell the options every month
Mm-hmm.
and how to design a portfolio. You and I've been talking about that a lot because I was
Mm-hmm.
so excited about it. I was talking to you about it almost every day and talking your ear off about it. Just really talking to you and explaining it to you to kind of, make just process the methodology to make sure it worked because it just seemed too easy. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for over a year and it's been awesome. And so basically, guys, what it is that how you have all these people on Reddit and everything else where they're all buying options on companies like GameStop and
Mm-hmm.
AMC and all that. Well, they're not buying the stock. Many of them are buying the options.
Mm-hmm.
In order for an option to be bought, somebody has to be selling it to you. So basically, but to sell an option, you have to own the stock. You have to either own it or borrow it from somebody. I don't borrow it; I just own it. So think of it like, in order for me to sell eggs, you know, I gotta own the chicken. I gotta have access to a chicken. In order for me to sell eggs, I must have access. I must either own it or borrow it from somebody else, right? So I would buy the chickens to sell the eggs. When everybody wants to buy these options, what's happening is I believe that they're overbidding on the price, like they're pushing the price up because they all want to buy it because they're what you call irrational investors or uninformed investors. So they're not really thinking about the what the price should be. They're just thinking, I want to buy options on GameStop because I think I could make some quick money. And then if they don't make any money, they walk away and they don't care. Like so, people like that they have that Reddit mindset. Like I don't care if I make money or not. Those are wonderful people because they're contributing to the pockets of people who do care if they make money or not. Like I'm an investor. I ain't out there trying to lose money. I'm not trying to give my money away. This is my family wealth. I'm trying to build. So if you out here just willy nilly, if you out here gambling, like so people when people use gambling terminology to talk about investing, and you out here gambling, cool. Every time you're out here gambling and just throwing money out there, there's somebody on the other side who's taking that money in.
Okay, I want to add something to the list.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, not to champion employment, but there's other ways where you can be employed that you can make extra income that's not necessarily your salary.
Mm,
So I know of people who get bonuses.
bonuses for what?
You get quarterly bonuses. I know people who get quarterly bonuses, and based on your performance, you
Mm,
get like extra money and you can make good money on your bonus. So it's like if you go above and beyond, if you're billing hours and you're doing really well, you can get bonus money
mm,
every quarter, which is nice.
it is.
I know people who are employed,
Mm-hmm.
and what they do is it'll be a company that hasn't IPO'd, or maybe they have IPO'd. Sometimes, in addition to the salary, they'll get stock options
You
in the
know,
company.
yeah.
So I just came up with two on my own,
Well, you know what?
different ways to make money.
And I think that your points are just right on, right spot on.
Okay.
Spot on, baby.
So I don't want to like throw employment down the toilet. I think that
Hmm.
you should just like be employed if you need to. Like, I don't think I would have like quit all my jobs and then started like an entrepreneurship business. Like, I have a mortgage, I have 3 children here, I have like all these responsibilities. So, like, that would be a selfish and not fair for my kids to do that,
Mm.
or for just my responsibilities in general. So, I worked real hard, making income, but I also did stuff on the side. Like my grandpa used to say, don't let your main job be your only source of income. That's what he used to tell us.
Look at you. You got that just long line of just amazing black men and women that have influenced you through the years. I think that's great, and
Yeah.
I think that everything you said is 100% on point. Um, it's there's
Having
not
a job is not
well
all
there,
bad.
no there's no shame. Like I always tell people, if you like your job, like if you feel like that's the best choice for you,
Uh-huh.
then do it. Like I my thing is always have options for yourself,
Oh yeah.
so that if you hate the job, you've got a place to go. And also, I like what you said about having a side hustle. You said, like your granddaddy said, don't let your main job be your only job or your only income.
Oh yeah.
And that's true. You shouldn't get all your income from one source. In finance, we call that being under diversified. You're in a high risk position. Like people talk about jobs being secure. Like I feel secure because I have a job. You're not secure if that's your only source of income.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they take, as soon as they take that financial crack pipe away, you're gonna start starving to death, and it's gonna be terrible for you.
Mm-hmm.
So by the way, actually, the Black Wealth Bootcamp focuses specifically on that, like getting off the corporate plantation. Not so
Mm-hmm.
much to where you quit your job, but reducing your dependence, meaning
Right, right.
like just kind of find other outlets. Like so, for example, and this is why like things like relationships matter. The fact that we're a couple makes it easier on both of us because we can back each other up. you
That's
know
right.
like if I go destitute, I know you're gonna have
If
my
you
back.
bottom out, boys, I got you.
Yeah, and same thing, if you bottom out, I got you. And so even your relationships play a big part in your economic outcome. So I don't want you guys to underestimate the importance of relationships when in your whole wealth building journey and all that stuff. And actually, speaking of that, this weekend we're doing the Black Love Weekend. And that was I don't know if it was your idea or mine, but we're both doing it, and we're bringing in experts that are really good with relationships, like Dr. George James and Dr. Adrian. I don't have his last name. S. Tia
Is
Brown,
it Carter?
Adrian Carter. Yeah,
It's
because there's
Carter,
and then there's
yeah.
also Constance Carter.
Carter. Not
Constance
related at all.
Constance is the largest. She owns the largest black real estate firm in all of California, and she's the bad sister.
Uh-huh.
And then Dr. Adrian Carter is really smart,
Mm-hmm.
and you have
Oh, is it Charm? Farm?
Dr. Charm,
Dr.
Dr. Charm
Charm,
Timms.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, Dr. Charm is the best. Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
and I think that's really I like the idea of doing the weekend. It's totally free, by the way, and we start Saturday morning, April 10th. So join us. Is that I emphasize to people that we're not just talking about like who you hook up with to get some booty, or just who you marry and all that. Like that's part of it, but we're
Mm-hmm.
really talking about just your ability to relate to other human beings so you can form healthy situations that help everybody become better off.
Mm-hmm.
you know
Mm-hmm.
like if you have a clique, like we were talking about Sugar T today, and I had the conversation with her E40 sister. We talked yesterday, and think about this is interesting. I love applying finance to different real life scenarios. So remember, Sugar T, I didn't know her as the businesswoman that she is now. I knew her when she rapped with her brother E40, and they had a group, and the group was called what? The Clique, right? It was like the group that I'm with, the Clique, Shiggity Shack legit, family orientated, gang related. It's the shit. Now, what is he saying in that lyric? Oh my God, this is so much fun. I love when I see examples like this. I see wealth everywhere. What he's really saying is that we have a group. We've come together as a collective, which will allow all of us to have a greater opportunity to succeed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And animals understand. That's why animals run in herds and packs. Because when you're in a herd, when you're in a pack, when you can maintain, and it's relationships. You can't be a clique if you can't maintain relationships with each other. So he said family orientated, gang related, right? So what he's saying is we have a family, we got a gang, we're gonna succeed as a collective. We have each other's back. If you're struggling, I'm there for you. If I'm struggling, you're there for me. And in order for that to work, though, you must be able to maintain relationships. So that's why we're doing the Black Love Weekend. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope give me a yes in the chat if you get what I'm saying. Um, because I really want you all to understand that a lot of the stuff that you think is all based on 401ks and mutual funds and understanding volatility of stocks and annual reports. A lot of it really comes down to your ability to just get along with other people, so that way you help each other out. Like, I learned that I can get so much more done when I get past this whole rugged individualism nonsense that was taught to us by white supremacy. This whole like, I'm gonna do it all by myself. I don't need nobody's help because I'm the best. I'm the greatest. No, get with a group. If you really want to be the greatest, find your clique.
Who helps you out, boys?
Who helped me out? Well, you helped me out.
I help you out.
Yes,
Okay.
you supplement me because in a lot of ways, but one of which is like I know my flaws. Like earlier when you were correcting me, you were like, well, one of the things I'm gonna do to defend having a job is da da da, and you come in with your soft little voice, your sexy little self, and you add a softer side to who I am. Like I know I'm the warrior. I'm definitely all king. I'm all like renegade, right? I've been like that my whole life. And sometimes I can turn people off, and I know this. Like I know this about myself. I know that there's a reason why there's for every million people that love me, there's a million and one that can't stand my black ass. So when you're here, it balances me.
Well, I mean, it's just like you don't want to say like being employed is not all bad, like nothing is all bad. So I just wanted to tease
Mm.
out like the things you said was very poignant. It was very accurate, but like to paint something as 100% bad and 100% good this way, it's all shades of gray to me.
I think that's a great
I
point.
don't hate anything.
You know what? And that's a great point. Yeah, so you back me up.
Mhm.
And also just my team. Like when you
Mhm.
pick a team for like your business and stuff like that, um, delegation is really important. You don't,
Mhm.
like you can't do every single job. And you get people that are good at the things you're not good at, so you get all the bases covered. So I love good
Or
partnerships.
even good at things or can do things that you just don't have time to do. You are good at it,
Hmm.
but you don't have time to do it.
Yeah, so either you don't have time to do it or you just can't do it that well, or it would take you
Mhm.
years to learn how to become good at something, but somebody else is good at it already. So then what that does is that makes you stronger. So a lot of people lose, I think, because they're trying to do it all by themselves. So
Mhm.
I had to force myself to learn how to delegate, learn how to be a better team player so that I can empower my teammates to lighten the load on me.
Mhm.
Because I mean you don't want to work yourself into the ground. So anyway, let me
I
I'm
thought you
answer.
were gonna mention your brother too.
Oh hell yeah, my brother.
All right.
Shit, my
That
brother.
goes without saying, I
Yeah.
guess. All right, go ahead. What you gonna say? You
Lawrence.
gonna do a song for
That's
him?
my homie. Anyway, so
Uh-huh.
let me answer a couple questions. By the way, the Black Love Weekend is going to be this weekend. This is where we talk all about relationships. You and your friends dealing with toxic people, building empires together, all this stuff. So join us. It's totally free. It's going to be online, so you don't have to go anywhere. So there's no so Shanetta. It's not going to be at any physical location. It's virtual. And that way you can join us from anywhere in the world. So go register right now at theblackloveweekend.com. And AJ's asking, have you considered designing a course for people that are B1 outside the U.S.? I think that's a good idea. You know what? I'm gonna send an email right now to one of my team members and ask them if they can remind me to put something like that together. Because you're 100% correct. Because I know we got people. Remember London? How like we went to London. Those wonderful black people in London.
They're so great.
Oh, I love Black London. Lil Taylor did her dance, and they cheered for her. And I love my black people in London. Oh my
Yeah.
God, they're just like near the top of my list. Um, Let me see here. So Kieva says you definitely add your queendom to his kingdom. That is
Oh.
true. Um, Prince Lahad said everybody can't be owners, and that's not true. Actually, everybody can be owners. That yeah, but that's let's address that. It's important to understand that everybody can be owners because being an owner does not mean you need to own everything. If you own part of a business, that don't mean you own the whole damn thing. Or so if you go, if everybody wants to be an owner, I'm gonna show you how to become an owner in the next 10 minutes. Or you want me to show you how to become a business owner in the next 10 minutes? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you want me to show you a little magic trick
Did he
on how.
mean business owner?
He said everybody can't be an owner.
Okay.
So
I didn't know what
an
he meant
owner
by
doesn't
that.
mean you're the owner. It means you're an owner.
Oh.
So let me give you a little trick. Give me a yes if you want me to show you a little trick on how everybody can be a business owner. Your kids too. in the next 10 minutes. Ready? All right. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to download one of these apps: Cash App, Stash, Acorns, Robinhood, or one of those four,
Mm-hmm.
or any app that you have. And I want you to go in there and I want you to buy $10 worth of stock. If you buy $10 worth of stock, you become an owner in that company. You become a part owner in that company.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like you really are. If you look up the definition of what it means to be a stock owner, you are an owner in that company. When that company cannot make decisions without asking your permission. Like if I'm an owner in Ford, like if I decide I want to, like I was in line with Coco, our 13-year-old at Starbucks,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to explain stock ownership to her, and I said, we could become owners in Starbucks in the next 3 minutes while we're in the drive-through line. You wanna own Starbucks? She
Mm-hmm.
said, no, you can't. I said, yeah, let me show you. I said, look, let's go on my app. I opened up the app. I said, Starbucks stock is trading for whatever it was trading for. I said, let's buy 5 shares of Starbucks. And I did it. I hit the app. We owned it. I said, boom. Now we're owners in Starbucks. So now when we get your drink, you're gonna get a piece of that profit that comes from the drink we just bought. It's tiny. It's not a big number,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, you are an owner. And she was like, she kind of laughed, she kind of smiled. Like I was happy because I impressed the 13-year-old. 13-year-olds are hard as hell to impress.
They really are. They
They
really
ain't impressed with
they're
nothing.
brutally honest. I like it.
Oh my God, it's too brutal, abusively brutal. So yeah, so everybody, give me a yes in the chat if you can promise me one thing. Promise me that today, if you're not an owner, you will become an owner in something. You will get on your stock app and buy you $10, $5, $20 worth of stock. If you're already an owner, you'll become a bigger owner. Type yes in the chat. This conversation is not beneficial if it does not get followed by action. So I want you to just do a little action, just do something a little different, shift the culture in your household. Then go talk to somebody about what you learned today, talk to somebody about how you grew today, and then pat yourself on the back. You deserve it.
Yeah, how many? I wonder how many people got all seven. Oh wait, all seven, and then we added several.
The eighth stock option
The
income.
eighth, and then
Yeah.
mine too. I added to
Yes.
the list.
Yes, you
So
did.
I wonder how many people got like
I don't know. I
eight,
don't know.
7.
I don't know. You got to take a look.
You got to
But
make moves to get to
yes.
7. But the
Yes.
thing is, I can't make. I can't. It's hard to do it all by myself. Like me and you together. That's why we're better together. Like
Yeah.
me and you together, we can cover
Mhm.
all the bases.
Yeah. Well,
You don't have to cover all the bases on your own.
well,
Cover it
I
together.
got a black woman by my side, which means that I cannot fail.
That's right.
Unless I was to pick the wrong black woman. Cause,
Ooh.
yeah, because you can't. Everybody ain't gonna help you succeed. You gotta be able to discern. But
Mm-hmm.
but actually, speaking on that, that's what we're gonna talk about at the Black Love Weekend this weekend. So I hope you guys will join us. You can go register right after we're done. TheBlackLoveWeekend.com. The URL's right there on the screen. So do you have any final thoughts you want to share before we bounce out, babe?
My final thoughts. Thank you for putting this list out.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was on it, and I had no idea that I'm better than I thought. Like
yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, 7? What? What is that?" I'm better than I thought I was. So I
Well,
appreciate
you had
that.
smart parents. They didn't know that they were training you to be an investor early, but they were. When they
Mm-hmm.
got, like when your mama had you in the library instead of running the streets, that was an investment. She was teaching you to invest in your future through education. Your father, when you first got your first job, your father it was the one who told you to max out your 401k and buy a house as soon as possible. I remember you telling me that. That was your father telling you to be an investor. And
Mm-hmm.
if you remember, a lot of your money got made when the stock market crashed because and the thing about it is you didn't even really think much about it because you don't think about money, but you jumped into your 401k right when the market was at its lowest. So when
Mm-hmm.
the market recovered, you made a lot of money that way. So it's like little things like that that make the difference. It's like just, when you talk to your kids, you ain't got to be no expert, everybody. Don't think you got to have a PhD. I mean, yeah, I got a PhD in it, and I appreciate having it, but you don't have to have all that. You just got to have a good culture, a productive, positive culture that's going to make yourselves better. So that's really it. That's what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody was asking, are there any stock market streaming apps available? Um, you know what? I got to look it up, but I know apps to buy stock. I don't know about streaming the market. I got to look and see what's out there. Can I buy stock options on apps? Yes, you can. Thoughts about purchasing IPOs? I don't really do it. That's not my thing. Nina says they're supposed to be sound because I don't hear ish. I think Nina's sound might be out, so I'm sorry, Nina. But if her sound is out, she probably didn't even hear my response. So, God, everybody pray for Nina.
Tell Nina.
To choose my
Try
Diana
again.
Ross cousin Nina, Misdemeanor, Body Bleeder, E40. See, I'm just quoting E40 all
Oh,
day.
90s rap music. Thank you, boys.
Yeah, well, I talked to Sugar T yesterday, his sister. Like that's pretty cool.
Well, when are you gonna talk to E40?
E40,
Did she
E40
ask
don't
her
talk
to
to
hook
me.
you up with E? That's the
No,
sister.
no, I do not want to. No, I want to
You
talk to.
don't want to fan
No,
out,
no,
boys.
I want to talk to Sugar T. I'm friends with Ice Cube. I'm friends with enough rappers, but I want to talk to Sugar T because she made a good point that the women got left behind. From the '90s, she said we were off having the babies, and we were, and they replaced us with the younger women, with the Cardi B's and the whatever that lady, the Nicki Minaj's and Megan the Stallions. And there are some older women that that can really do the damn thing. And I personally just think as Black people, I think that's a way we can show respect and support to Black women without hurting anybody.
So you never asked her hook me up with your brother?
No, I did not.
That's your favorite rapper. Seem like
He,
if my favorite, okay, my favorite artist, Sade. If Sade's cousin reached out to me, I would, the very first words out of my mouth was hook me up with Sade.
and I wouldn't do that because
Why not?
because
She's
because to me,
marvelous.
right, I agree, Sade is marvelous, but sometimes I think we overvalue celebrities. And I didn't want to talk to E40. I want to talk to Sugar T. She's the one that reached out, and I was happy to speak to her. And I don't want to disrespect her by being like, "Oh, could you move out of the way so I can talk to your brother?" Like, no. And
Well,
that's
I don't think you have to say it like that. You
no,
can say it in a way like, yeah, wow, you and your brother. That's one of my favorite songs. I would love to talk to your brother. I mean, if you said it in a sophisticated way, I don't think
no.
she'd be
You know
insulted.
what?
But maybe not.
No, you also say at the end of the day, I want to respect the person I'm talking to. I ain't trying to be chasing down no celebrities, but I love E40. I think E40 is great. He's very talented. He has a lot of wisdom, but he ain't the only person in the world that has wisdom. And what people forget is that behind every flashy celebrity out front, there's 100 people behind that person that made their success possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like even with me, like I have a certain amount of success, but there are people behind me that really carried a lot of that load, and I think those people deserve to be respected. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So but I don't.
So I didn't
But don't
know
get me
that.
wrong. Yeah, E40. I mean, anybody knows E40. I know a lot of people in the Bay. I have a lot of support in the Bay. Every time I go out there, we sell out. If anybody knows E40, I'm sure somebody in here knows somebody who knows somebody. Tell him he is absolutely invited to come on the platform. This is not me saying.
Okay, so you're putting like a big announcement out, but you were just talking to his sister yesterday.
Yeah, but I like to.
Anyway,
Yeah, him
say
and his
you're
sister.
invited.
Oh, and
You're,
but who my real favorite Bay Area rapper
I
is of all
know, I
time?
know.
Who's my favorite Bay Area rapper of all
Who is
time?
it, boys?
You've been knowing it since the '90s. Who?
Wait, who is it?
Spice
Oh,
One.
Spice One, yeah.
Spice One,
Oh my
the
goodness.
greatest poet of all time. I
I
mean,
know I'm gonna listen to a Spice One song
yeah,
today.
the music was pretty violent, but that man was a poet. Anyway,
Spice
I'm gonna
One.
get out of here, guys. I gotta go. Have a good day. Okay, Malibu, Kansas, Tupac. Yeah, Tupac. Well, Tupac. I guess he does have Bay affiliation, so I guess he's a. I guess
Oh,
he would be.
Tupac's all over the place, right?
Yeah,
New
E40
York.
rapped about Tupac in the Sprinkle Me song he did with Sugar T. Just going, everything's going full circle. Remember he said, got a partner by the name of Tupacalypse. Anybody remember
Uh
that? See, you gotta like be old school rap to know that one. Anyway, I gotta go. Let me just stop. I'm going into all kinds of tangents. Mac Dre. Oh my God, Mac Dre's another one. Have you heard Mac Dre?
Who's Mac Dre?
I'm gonna play a Mac Dre song for you because you got to hear Mac Dre. See, so we started off talking about all the ways to become a millionaire. Now we're talking about Bay Area rappers. So that just shows you my ADHD was never cured. So I'm out of here, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button, and also the Black Love Weekend is happening Saturday morning. Join us. You won't be disappointed. Bring your partner if you got a partner. If you don't have a partner, then bring yourself so we can tell you about how to find the right partners in business and life and everything in between. So God bless you. Have a good day. Thank you for listening. Please hit the thumbs up button on your way out the door. You'll hear from me again real soon. Take care. Peace.